Hi everybody, and welcome to The Courageous Chick. I'm Shakia Mayer, and in this video we're going to talk about how to use Groundhog Day to your advantage. Now, in a previous video I discussed Groundhog Day and I talked about how some people live their days or relive the same day over and over and over again, and I connected it to the brain. Now, if you're interested in learning more about that, be sure to watch that video. I'll put it up here. But for the purpose of this video, when we talk about Groundhog Day, we're talking about how to use it to your advantage. Now, just in case you didn't see the movie that came out in the early 90s starring Bill Murray, the movie is about this weatherman who goes to this small town, Punxsutawney? I don't know how to pronounce it, but he goes to this small town and he's there to observe the annual tradition on whether or not the groundhog will see its shadow. While he's there, he wakes up and he relives the same day. And that's the part of the movie that I discussed in the previous video. But in this video, I want to talk to you about how to use that to your advantage. Now, in the movie, Bill Murray's character, he relives the same day, and then he realizes, guess what? He can tweak things. He can make some changes. He can do something that'll make this day a little different than the day before. And that's what I want to talk to you all about. How to use this to your advantage. If you realize that you're waking up and all of your days tend to blend in, right? They all feel like the same day. You wake up, you shower, hopefully you have breakfast, you go to a job, you have this commute on your way to job, you get in traffic, you can't stand the job, or maybe you like your job, but maybe you don't like your coworkers, or maybe you do, but you drive to this same place, you sit at your desk, you sit at your cubicle, you daydream, you wish, you're hoping for something more. You have these ideas, there's a spark of creativity, a spark of inspiration, but you talk yourself out of it. You drive home, hopefully you have dinner, you might talk to your partner, you might play with your kids, you might, go online, you're searching your newsfeed or scrolling up and down your newsfeed. You go to bed, you wake up, you do the same thing again. Groundhog Day. Use Groundhog Day to your advantage. Wake up, ask yourself, what can you do today? You know in the cartoon Pinky and the Brain, and I think it's Pinky who says to Brain, well, what are we gonna do today, Brain? And he says, try to take over the world. Wake up and ask yourself, what are you gonna do today? What are you gonna do today? Now, it might not be take over the world and it might not be save the world, but there's something you can do to add value to your day so that you're not waking up feeling drained before you even start the day. Some people wake up miserable before they even get out of bed, and it's often because they are not happy or they're not satisfied with how their life is going, and that's okay. Maybe every moment of every day and every day of your life, you're not going to be, excited or satisfied or happy. That's okay. Things happen, right? But it's what you do when it happens. It's what you do when you notice that this is how you are feeling. Listen, we all go through those moments of being in a funk. I know I do. And I know I have. And luckily, I have people in my corner. I'm thinking of a friend in particular who's like, all right, well, what are you going to do about it? Because if you stay in that same mindset and if you stay in that slump of, well, I guess this is just another day, it's not going to change and it's not going to get any better. And so you find yourself just like the weatherman, waking up and reliving the same day. Now, when he realized, oh, I can turn this situation around, that's when things started to brighten up for him. That's when things started to get better. So I want you to realize that you can turn your situation around, regardless of how it feels right now. I know sometimes when things happen, it certainly feels so heavy, and it's like, yo, all this is happening at once. I know I need money for this. I gotta pay this bill. I still have to, live in this house or whatever it is. You get to change your situation, and it may not change overnight, but you can certainly start to take the steps to change it overnight. You can take step 1 and then step 2, step 3, step 4. So I want you to use your situation to your advantage. That's when I talk about the courageous chick and we talk about getting clear. on who you are, what you want, what your goals are. I'm also teaching you how to use some of your struggles to your advantage, how to use stress to your advantage, how to use anxiety to your advantage. Because in order for us to win, in order for us to get to that next step, we have to learn how to use everything that we have. And sometimes that means turning your misery, turning that, right, into your purpose, into your message, into your mission, right? Turning that situation, turning the misery into your mission. And that's part of being a courageous chick. That's part of being in the courageous chick community. And this message is whether you're a man or a woman, right? Because we all struggle. So I want you to learn and I want you to practice using your situation to your advantage. What can you do that's a little different today that's going to help create the life that you want? What can you do that's a little different today that's going to help you to manifest the things that you desire? Maybe that means grounding yourself. Maybe that means meditating. Maybe that means talking to a close friend, a coach, a therapist, a mentor. Maybe that means spending some time outside of work. Or if you're at work, instead of eating your lunch at your desk, eat outside or eat someplace else. You know, the life of a mental health clinician, whether you are a mental health counselor or social worker, anybody in this field knows that when you work in a lot of these agencies, it's often go, 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 because you're seeing client after client after client after client. And what tends to happen is you eat at your desk a lot. And so a lot of us will joke that we have our snack drawers, you know, in your house, how you have the junk drawer. It's kind of the same thing, right? And in the world of mental health clinicians, and we go to this drawer and we get our snacks and we eat at our desk and we're doing our notes and we're doing, you know, whatever it is that we need to do in between the next session. We're preparing for the next session and we're snacking, and then we sit and we have lunch at the same desk, often at your computer, still doing notes, whatever it is. And that's why so many of us often get burnt out. Now, if you're not in the mental health field, I imagine, depending on if you have a desk job, if you work in an office, you can relate to some of that, where we often have these go-to snacks and these go-to places that we sit and have lunch, and it's often not too far from the desk if it's not at the desk. And so while we're teaching other people to have self-care, to take a break, to take care of themselves, sometimes people, even mental health clinicians, get so caught up in the day-to-day that we don't do those things. We don't do those things. What does that have to do with Groundhog Day? Because you do that over and over again, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, I have so much to do, and you're not doing anything different. So even for my people in the service industry, my people in mental health, you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And everybody, make sure you are taking care of yourself. So it also might mean you're not eating lunch at your desk. It also might mean you don't have your work phone connected to your personal phone. I have a personal phone and I have a work phone. And I'm going to be honest, I do not bring my work phone with me everywhere. If I am on vacation, my work phone stays at my desk. My work phone does not come with me everywhere. I know for some people, like, they are attached to it. I had to make that a boundary for me. I'm not at a place where I'm not at an organization where I have to be on call. And for that reason, my phone does not come with me. Actually, a mentor of mine posted recently that he disconnected, I believe, his work phone or his work email from his personal phone. Good. And I wanted to write in the comments, good, don't do that, right? And so I realize I'm getting long-winded, but my point is you have to make sure you are taking the steps to take care of yourself so that you get out of this state of Groundhog Day. You get out of that mentality. You learn how to take care of yourself and do something different that's going to help bring you closer and closer to your goal. Do the things that are going to help you live out your mission. When you don't, that's often when you start to feel tired, burnt out, resentment. And we don't want to live that type of life. We want to manifest the lives that we deserve, and I know that you deserve so much more. So take the time out to use Groundhog Day to your advantage. Tweak it how you want and do the things that you want. Try something new, do something exciting, do something fun, or maybe just take a break. Maybe just take a break. That is all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you can do to take a break, or what you can do to use this Groundhog Day to your advantage. So if you feel that you just have this mundane routine every day, you're not thriving, you're not expanding, you're not growing, what can you do? How can you take that situation and use it to your advantage? What's one thing you can do? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all real soon. Have a courageous day. Bye.